time of the week again. Prepare yourself for the surveyors of sauce, the sultans of spaghetti, the whispers in your ears. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the What's Your Spaghetti Policy podcast. Now, here are your hosts, Alex and Jacob.
How's them balls, big boy?
They're sore, but otherwise, like, they're all right.
You are, 48 hours post-op?
Nah, this is like 70, not 72. Wait, 48, half of 48 is going to be 24. 24 plus 12 is going to be 36. So it's like 36 hours post-op.
Okay.
I was able to walk around today. Like, you know,
Were you not able to walk yesterday?
I mean, I was just very slowly, you know. Got a lot of
You
things
didn't have
hanging,
So, walk us through the process.
I mean, like, as far as what? Like, what do you want to know?
Tell us.
Okay.
Well, because at some point, I have 3 messages from you almost immediately after surgery. I guess it's after your meds kicked in.
Yeah, dude. Okay, so.
And that's funny.
Okay, so, like, the process, I highly recommend them, you know. But my caveat is going to be when you go to get them, just go ahead and say, hey, doc, hit me with like a double, maybe a triple dose of that anesthetic. You know, just give me as much legally allowed anesthetic as possible, so that way I don't feel anything. My problem was that, like, one, I was so nervous. I don't think I said maybe 5 words before the doctor walked in there. Nurse is like walking us through everything, like recovery and everything like that. And she's like, got any questions? So I was like, nope, ready to go. You know, hyping myself up in my head, like, nah, dude, let's go ahead and knock this out. Okay. So when the doc walks in, I don't even, because ever since I've been like a kid, right, I know that I need extra numbing medicine. Right?
Why?
Now, I don't know if it's the whole redheaded thing, because it's this wives' tale that, like, redheads require more numbing medication because we can feel more pain.
I've never heard this in my life.
It's
I don't know
a
many
thing.
redheads, so.
Yeah, it's a thing. And so, like, if I went to get the most recent tooth I had work done on, like, she had to hit me like 3 times with it because, like, I wasn't numb enough. And so I was like sitting there thinking about it. I was like, okay, I should probably tell him that, because, like, if he just gives me the normal dose, I feel like I'm still gonna feel stuff. It didn't even escape my lips.
Because in your words, dude, I'm so strong. I'm like so strong, dude.
I'm so strong, man.
That's what you said.
I don't remember half of the things I told you in those voice messages. I know that I was in the Walgreens parking lot and I was in the car by myself. So
yeah, you were. You were just like, you had this like accent. Yeah.
Dog, Jesus Christ, dude. Fucking Jesus Christ, dude. God damn, dude.
Like, I was just so strong, bro. I'm so strong, bro. Goddamn.
It was intense, man. So, but
no, there's nothing incriminating about the voice
no,
messages.
at least I'm just glad that I don't turn into like a super racist or something like that whenever I'm high on drugs. That's great.
I was so thrilled that you sent them to me, because I was dealing with my own issues, but we'll continue your story. So
okay.
you need.
So he's there.
Where do they shoot you? In the balls?
It's like, yeah, in the balls, obviously, yeah. They just
do they really?
I mean, they don't shoot you, no, but they put holes in there, yeah.
No. Where did your numbing?
Oh, in the balls, yeah, dude. Like, yeah,
Oh,
that's what they're working at, dude. That's where they got stuff going on. They don't like put it inside of your nut, right? They're not like inside your testicle. They don't stab it.
So where do they numb you?
Just around it, I suppose. I don't know.
Okay, so they stabbed your
I
scrotum?
wasn't watching the procedure because I would have 100% passed out immediately. Okay, so hold on. Okay, so first of all, it starts.
I'm trying to figure out where the syringe goes.
I'm pretty sure you just held the skin, right? Because you got a big ball skin. Everybody knows the ball skin, right? If man, woman, doesn't matter what you are, you hold it,
right? You are
right?
notorious for having giant balls.
That's what I hear. You know, I've always been told. So it's like holding it, and then I'm pretty sure they just stick a needle in there and get it all in there and whatnot.
Hold by yourself. Yeah,
he says like a pinch and a burn. So definitely pinched, definitely burned, and then it like kind of went away. The beginning of the process is kind of demoralizing because they're like, hey, just go ahead and lay down on this table, you know, deep, like, pants yourself, lay down on this table. And they're like, you know, it's just like it's like a weird.
Did you have your shirt on where you like Winnie the Pooh?
Yeah. So it's like you're Winnie Poohing it, right? They're like, cleaning your balls for you and whatnot. And it's like, hey, that's cool and everything like that. But then it's just like you just lay there with your
Was
balls
it a dude
out.
or a girl?
Both the nurses were girls, and it was like, that's fine.
Was Shelby in there with you?
Yeah, Shelby was in there with me. Like through the like she can stay there until like the cleaning and stuff was over and the prep, because she had to like. I was so nervous I didn't know what questions to ask. So I like beforehand I was like, hey, okay, just ask like this and this, because I'm not going to, because I'm gonna forget. And so she was like, asking about all that stuff. So so I was just laying there, whatever. Didn't chub up or anything, okay, guys? For those people wondering if I did. I was super nervous. It was not going to happen no matter what, right? Because I was going to physically force myself, no matter how much of an urge came up or anything like that. None of them did, by the way. But, like, dude, it was like...
I wonder what would happen if you just, like, rocked a hard on. Like,
I'm sure it's had to have happened to them. And honestly, I feel for them. They're just there doing a job. It definitely felt like they were, like, very professional. Great office. Shouts out. Sure. Very professional. Doctor shouts out, did great.
You were very much like, you were mad because you're like, everybody says, blah, blah, blah. And you're like,
Also, fuck all these people who told me, they were like, oh, you might feel some tugging in your lower abdomen or whatever. Dude, I feel like the guy was pulling my goddamn guts out, dude. Like, he's a good guy. Don't get me wrong. Great guy. Very friendly. Makes you feel very comfortable. But I would goddamn if he didn't rip out part of my intestines when he's doing that. And dude, I don't know, man. I don't know what's connected down there, but I feel like he was trying to pull my intestines out and my butthole out, dude. I swear to God. Try not to shit myself the whole time. Like, it's crazy.
Like, but he was a great guy. He was a real great guy.
That's what I'm saying. Like, yeah, I was like, I even like when he was working on me, right? At one point, I was feeling a lot of it. I was not so happy, but I was grunting in pain or whatever. I was just saying words at one point, and I was like, hey, just to let you know, buddy, I'm not mad at you. I'm not mad at you. It's like, oh, all right, it's all right, dude. I know, it's all right. I was just like trying to, in my drugged out mind, trying to just give him confidence. Like, hey, I'm not mad at you, buddy. Okay, this is not anything to do with you. This is just very uncomfortable for me. So like, he gets halfway through the left side there, and I'm like, he's like, I think I'm gonna have to numb you up some more. And I was like, yeah, dude, yeah, that would be great.
Yeah, please.
That'd be great, please. And he gets through the first side. Then I happen to mention, like, oh, I just want to let you know, I need like a lot of anesthetic or numbing medicine to like not feel pain. Even like, because when I go to the dentist, they do the same thing. It's like, oh, thanks for letting me know now, dude. Like, I'm sitting here like, yeah, I was so nervous I didn't even mention it to you. I'm sorry. And then like he was doing the other side, didn't feel a thing. I felt a little tug here and there, like they said. But I was just like, I was so angry at people being like, yeah, you'll feel a little tug here and there. It's like, nah, dude, I felt way more than just a tug. I was feeling like there was things being clamped. There was things being cut. I don't know, dude. It was the left side was an experience. The right side went smoothly. But after like halfway through the left side, I was like drenched in sweat. Man, I felt bad. I was, because I got up after the whole thing and like the whole table was wet with sweat. My shirt was soaking wet. And I was just laughing on the way out because I was like, I was laughing. I was telling Shelby, I should have said, they stole my balls. They stole my balls. I was like running out drenched in sweat or whatever. Man, it was intense.
You say in your message, you're like, should I clean up or?
So I made a mistake of not telling him that I needed more numbing medicine than normal people, because I am super strong, dude. Super strong, so strong, dude. I'm like the strongest guy. So, but I didn't tell him that. And the left side, he only gave me the normal amount. I think I felt every single thing that he did. And I almost passed out. Yeah. I think that's the closest I've ever been to passing out. I've never actually passed out before, now that I think about it. But I was like super close. I sweated as much as if like I had ran a mile or two. Like I got up and like I felt bad. I was like, should I clean up? But man, that was cool, dude.
Yeah, I was like, should I go? Like, should I clean up? Should I let him know? Like, and she'll say, no, just leave it. It'll be fine. I'm sure they're fine with it. But I was just like, it was after getting it done. It was like I had did the hardest workout of my entire life. Like, it felt so relieving to have it just
Yeah,
done
the
and
weight,
over with.
the
Like,
weight, yeah.
anxiety was all gone. I was like, all right, smooth sailing from there. And it's I've been on a high ever since. You know, I'm thinking about going back and getting another one done just because, like, to go through that again. So
So you can't like bang or jerk off for like a week, right?
yeah, yeah. Speaking of which, if you can
And
hear that feedback in the background, it's my ice pack, which is just a bag of corn because it feels really good and it's
Yeah.
nice and cold. But
like any swelling?
uh, I mean, not. I mean, again, like, you know, naturally big. What can I say, dude? The
Yeah.
doctor walked in there. He was like, "Wow, this is the biggest hog I've ever seen in my life. This is like, I don't even know how you walk around with these
You know what?
these
If you were
volleyballs
a
too."
doctor, that's what you should do. Like that should be
Oh my
your
god,
approach.
that's what I'm saying, man. Like, if you're a urologist, like, you know, it's already an uncomfortable. Like, nobody wants to go to the urologist, right? You never dare at
Dan,
the
you'd be
urologist
like,
for fun.
You'd be like, yo, bro, nice dick, dude.
Yeah, between us, like, off the record, dude, fucking sick ass dick, my guy.
Sick cock, bro.
But you gotta say it in a way that he doesn't think that you're hitting on him too, because then it's like, then you get a whole, like, you know.
No, you're like, hey, good job, buddy.
Yeah,
You know,
good job.
congratulations.
You must make whoever you enjoy proud. So you know?
Whoever you enjoy.
Yeah, because you don't want to be like, you must make the girls. Like,
Okay,
yeah, because
I
I mean,
gotcha,
you know,
gotcha,
you're trying to be
yeah,
like
I see what you're
progressive,
saying.
progressive
I see what
doctor.
you're saying,
But yeah, no touching myself, no having fun for like 7 days. It's gonna be
And
tough.
then
you
doctor
know.
mandated like 20 times.
20 times like the next 10 weeks, and I was like, Doc, give me a day. You know, give me a day.
Well, I mean, I don't
So,
think he means you got to like bang 20 times. You just got to like go through a sesh.
Yeah, give me a day. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Whatever. You're
2
talking about
days.
somebody who makes a batch like 5 times a day, dude. Just because you're bored.
Hey, you know, when you have ADHD, you gotta find the dopamine anywhere you can. So
You got to find a reason to do something.
pretty much. But yeah, no, I'd just go for the extra numbing medicine and you should be fine. It's good. It's like, I can walk today. I can't run or anything. I'm not supposed to do anything because they said any kind of like extraneous activity could cause bleeding. I'm not about that life. I don't want that. So
Yeah, so you're just taking you're taking a week off of the gym.
yeah, unfortunately, it's getting shredded, but I guess I gotta slow it down a little, you know.
I think you'll be fine. The gym will survive without you.
I don't know, man. They miss me already, so
Did they call and ask you how your procedure went?
no. But
Because
I assume that like they're like, I mean, it's one of those things where they're probably like, done, you know, get him off the charts. He's out of here.
Yeah.
And it's
No
such a
more
routine
procreating
thing
for you.
Yeah, well, I mean, I still can. I got to be careful. That's why they say, you know, wait 10 weeks before you, like, you know, start getting crazy, you know.
Is that what they say?
Yeah, they said 10 weeks. You got to do like a little fertility test or whatever. You know, you got to check the old batch sample, and then it should be good to go. So, hey,
Right, well,
it's over with, done, out of my life. And hopefully people listen to this episode and they're like, hey, that sounds fun. I'm going to get one of those too. Because honestly, you know, as men, we got to step up. You know, women are losing their rights left and right. I'm just saying, not getting political. Might as well just go ahead and be the better person and just get it done yourself, you know? No more babies. Let's go a babyless 2025. That's what we need. We need zero baby 2025. Bada bing, bada
oh,
boom.
buddy. But then the population.
I don't give a fuck about the population, if we're being honest. Like, why bring anything else into this world that's just going to suffer? I don't know, man. I
But
think
the birth rates are on a downward slope.
yeah, hopefully they're not doing anything to, like, I don't know, force people into having babies. That way they can inflate the numbers a little bit. But hey, you know, what do I know?
Outside of that, though, what else did you get into this weekend?
Nothing. I
Not
really
much.
didn't. I didn't do much. What about you? How was your weekend?
was pretty good.
What'd you have going on?
Phil came down. Well,
Yeah,
Phil and Lauren came down.
Shouts out.
Shouts out. You look in that shirt. He hasn't listened in a while. He confided in me and apologized
Yeah, I
profusely.
mean, people don't have to apologize. You know, if you don't listen, you don't listen. You know, it's
He
fine.
didn't. He did not apologize. I think he might have said like, he's like, I'm just so behind. I'm a bad friend or something. I don't know. And I was like, dude, it's fine.
good.
And we went to Fanboy, which is the
Oh,
big,
yeah.
the big con here. Not like con, like convention, not, like long, like, con, like stealing your money. But I mean, I guess that could apply too. And if you remember last year, I had talked about how, because like I went to like one of the first Fanboys. This was right after Walking Dead, and I met John Bernthal. This is like 2022, to 2012, maybe 2013. So like Walking Dead's real hot. But like if you like the showroom floor, everything was just like sort of there was like a couple of things here in the middle, but then like it was pretty empty.
Yeah.
And to see how much it's kind of grown, like exponentially uh in 10, 15
Now
years
this is the one that I
basically.
go with you sometimes, right? I think it went. Is
No,
that
you went with me
which one do
one
I?
time.
Which one do
You
I
went
go
with
to
me.
you with?
You don't go to anything with
I went
me.
to him 2 times. I went to you with two because I remember the first
There's
time,
two.
two
There's
of
two different
them.
ones.
Yeah, and it's at that
No, no,
Rothschild or whatever
no.
building.
That's my local comic book shops
Okay,
convention.
yeah,
This one
that's what I'm
was in
thinking of.
the downtown Knoxville in the convention center, all 3 floors.
Ah, I need to go to that one next time.
Like
Yeah.
you went with me 2 or 3 years ago.
Damn.
Me, you, Quinn, and Zoe.
That's
We went on a
right. Okay.
Friday.
Yeah. Okay. Now I'm getting it. Now it's coming
But
back.
yeah, this was a couple years ago. Now, anyways, so last year my big complaint was that there was only one line to get in, and the like pre-purchase and the day of purchases were the same line, so it was backing everything up, and it was scorching heat outside. The line was like blocks long. We walked right up, you know, parking was like $35, which is ridiculous. But we walked right up, got our tickets, and then we had to like walk around a little bit because the doors weren't open yet. But what's really cool is they sort of utilized all the space this year instead of cramming everyone like in the convention center. Like you had the main showroom floor downstairs, but then you had like some merchants and vendors and stuff like on the way there, and then you
Yeah.
had like all the food trucks were outside, and then there was a couple of like auditoriums that had like I assume what were cheaper rated tables probably because they were off the showroom floor or whatever.
Gotcha. Gotcha.
Um, but then the showroom itself was like everything just felt more efficient, cleaner, um, felt less cramped, even though there was probably way more people. They had a ton of like big guests this year. Everything just sort of like it felt like a really big thing. And that was Phil's like first like big like convention, like big boy convention. It's sort of like take and he just sort of just took it all in, sort of like mesmerized. We sort of split when we got in there. It's like within 2 minutes of walking into the main floor, I see somebody I know, so I go and converse, and then I see another person I know, and then like I had
Damn,
one
he's
objective.
popular over here, man. It's
I
hard, you know.
And then I had one objective was to go see our good buddy Deegan,
Shouts out
and
Deegan, my guy.
I could not find him, and I had made my way all the way across from one end of the showroom floor to the other, and couldn't find him. And then I walk right past Phil, and he's like, "Just saw your friend Deegan." I'm like, "Where?" And it was on. So like, I walked right, and like there was his booth was here, like right here,
Yeah.
but like there's a like not a partition, but there's like a display here. He was on the other side, so when I walked, I didn't even see him over there.
He was like
And I didn't
hiding
walk,
from you. It's like you
and so
walk
like I
past.
walked out, and I was just like, "Yo," and he told me to tell you hi.
How's it going, my guy?
And we talked business, and then like I left, and I was because like I gave him a copy of Polar Destroyer, which I was like waiting to do, so he could see the final product. And then I walked around, sort of perused. I don't ever like to leave empty-handed, so I was like, "Oh man, I'm not really finding anything." But then I found a couple comics I got, and
Nice,
then
nice.
went back to Deegan to sort of because I was doing business, which I'll explain more later. But I was trying to like do two things at once, communicating with somebody else, sort of saying, "Hey, I'm gonna go in a different route. We're gonna do this. We're gonna do that."
Yeah, you're making moves. I get it. You're making
I was
moves.
making lateral moves of just sort of relieving someone and rehiring because he's like ready to go, sort of thing.
I just realized
Anyways,
it looks like you're speaking into Bane's asshole right now, or just in his ass. You're just like, hey,
yeah.
just like, hey.
Anyways, hold on.
No, I
ready?
like it. I dig it.
There we go.
Perfect. Nailed it.
Anyways, and so Phil's like, "Hey, we're gonna grab some food." I'm like, "Oh, okay." And I had told him I had suggested going to CJ's Taco Truck, which is phenomenal.
I've heard.
And
It's, wait, have I had Jay's Taco Truck?
I think you did. I think you had it one time. It was really
Yeah,
expensive
it was
taco.
when we went to the food trucks, the little area there. Yeah,
I
delicious.
love their food. They have great tacos. And so he had texted me, "Hey, we're gonna go stand in line." And I'm like, "Oh, okay." And I'm looking at the clock. I'm like, "Oh, it'll be 40 minutes before you get your food." And so like I'm sitting here, I'm talking to Deegan, and then he's like, "Hey, he's like, we're up next." And I was like, "Okay." And I did a real scumbag thing, and I'm sorry, and I apologize
Oh
profusely.
God.
I walked all the way up in cut line and jumped in right with them right when they're fixing to order.
Damn, dude. That's so you waited until Phil got to the front of the line. And you were like, "Oh, hey, I'm glad you're
There
here."
was somebody in front of him. I jumped in, was talking to him, sort of just like, hey, they ordered, and then I ordered my food. But it was still, yeah, I know,
It's not
I
a-
know.
It's not a good look, man. You weren't wearing any like Wisp merch or anything, were you?
I know that it was a very dickish thing to do. I recognize it, and I have apologized.
Hey,
I
man.
apologize.
It's your growth. I get, and it's good that you've acknowledged it. I think it's
I
okay,
knew when
you
I
know?
did it that it was a scummy thing to do, but I was not waiting in that line. That was scorching ass, like Satan's asshole heat outside.
Hey, you
And
know?
the only complaint I have is like we got our food, and now food trucks take a long time, whatever. But like we had to go all the way, like food trucks are over here, and we had to go all the way around through and like re-enter the convention. We couldn't go through the doors that we just walked out because
I
they're
guess it's like an
exit only.
exit. Okay.
The safety thing, so you don't like walk out and grab like a knife or a gun or whatever and walk back, whatever.
Or you just go back
Um,
around, but hey, whatever. You know.
well, there's security up
Oh,
there.
okay, that's fair.
There's
Okay.
like metal
Okay.
detectors and
Yeah,
shit,
gotcha.
and like you go through X-ray and all like airport security. Anyways, um, and like we had it, and then they wanted like I at that point I was pretty much done. I had accomplished what I wanted to do. I had talked to other people, whatever, and they wanted to keep going. So I was like, you know what, that's cool, man. Like I'm in no hurry. Do not rush on account of me. Like you're experiencing all this. Like also remember when I went to Fanboy the first time, it was $20 to get in. $20.
How much was it this time?
50.
Dang, dude, inflation really hit that.
Well, they got to pay for all the people they're bringing in,
It's
man.
5% increase in.
Well, they got to pay. They got to pay Giancarlo Esposito. You know, they got to
Who's
pay
that? Who's that guy?
Gus Fring from Breaking Bad. I think he's Moff Gideon in Star Wars.
Oh, is he
You would-
the? He's I know who you're talking about. Guy and Carlo, right? Is that what you said?
That's exactly what I said. Yeah,
Okay, you said it in like a weird accent. I don't know. That's Gene Guy and
Gene-
Carlo.
Giancarlo.
Dude, I love that guy.
Esposito.
His voice is so recognizable. He's
He's also
such
the
a
bad
good
guy in Far Cry 7, 6 or
Is he
7,
in
I
one
don't
of the newest like kids movies?
Star
or something
Wars.
like that? He's in Star Wars. Yeah, he's like the
But
big-
anyways,
yeah.
him. So he's there. I think like the cast of like Dukes of Hazzard, the original, like a bunch of people from the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle live action movie in the '90s. Also, I mean, there's like a ton of people. I was gonna go give Samoa Joe a comic of Polar Story, but he canceled because
damn, dude.
kayfabe is real, bro. He got taken out by a forklift on television like last week, and he
Like
couldn't make it.
really, like
I mean, he got written off television. I think he had some filming to do for Twisted Metal season 2. I think so. They
Damn.
wrote him. So
did they
wrote
just
him
go
off.
with his body but somebody else's voice? Is that what I heard?
Yes.
Oh
It's
man,
his
they
body.
Darth Vadered him. They Darth Vadered him.
Well, he's. I mean, whatever. I didn't watch the shows because I really don't like the main character. So
I don't.
I don't like the. I don't really like the actor.
That's hey, you know.
It's like a Mark Wahlberg situation where
Okay.
like I just really don't like that. It's the person who plays Falcon. I
In
forget his.
like Captain America, like Falcon.
Yeah. Mhm.
Oh, okay.
Well, I guess he's Captain America now.
Oh, okay.
Uh,
Like not Don Cheadle, but the guy
no,
he
that's
replaced.
War Machine.
Yeah, the guy.
That's War Machine.
No, wait. Who did Don Cheadle replace? I
Terrence
remember
Howard.
Yeah. Look, what happened there? They just like new cast.
Contracts.
Okay. I feel like that was a good choice. Honestly, Don Cheadle does a great. War
Anyways,
Machine.
regardless of the fact, like I forget his name. Anthony
Scalia, the Supreme Court justice. I'm pretty sure.
McKenzie. I don't know.
Hey, you got it. Anthony
I don't know.
McCormick. That sounds familiar.
No, I don't, regardless, it doesn't matter the fact.
Yeah.
I'm not a big fan of him as an
Hey,
actor.
that's fair. That's fair.
So, and the whole point of that is so, whatever. And then we left. We hung out. We did our thing. It was cool.
Hell yeah, dude.
Good
Hell
time.
yeah.
I mean, it was a good time. It was hotter than shit.
Yeah. Yeah.
But that's about all that happened over the weekend. I mean,
Yeah,
you
dude.
know,
Nothing else that I can think of happened.
Nothing.
Yeah.
Japanese scientists are giving faces to robots.
Man, this has been in the news recently, and it's
Tell me
been a
about it.
hot topic, dude.
You mean take Bane down?
Nah, he's fine. He can leave him. He can leave his asshole there. Just flip him around so we can see it. You know, you gotta zoom his camera, focus camera. No, but yeah, the Japanese, the Japanese. That sounds a little bit racy. I didn't mean it that way. I mean, Japanese scientists rather are giving AI faces. I think it's in an attempt to kind of like make them appear more human-like. So in the process of whenever they take over all of our jobs, they'll at least do it with a smile on their face that doesn't put you off,
Okay.
a little.
All right.
But they're doing it
seems dumb.
with human skin, like they create human skin in a lab, right?
Ew.
And then they slap it on this machine, and it's one machine. It looks like I'll put a picture up of it in the video podcast, like right around here. But it looks like Thomas the Train, but they just cut his face off and they just slapped it onto a machine, and he's smiling like it's the smile of somebody who's about to stab you to death for the greater of humanity.
Oh no, Bane lost his hand.
And then the other robot they have, which I'll put on this side, is it's just like it's like they made it to try and look like Mark Zuckerberg. They were like, Mark Zuckerberg and how well we did with him. Well, let's make a second one and see if we can like replicate the results. And they got close, but it turned out more like Dwight Schrute from that episode where he cuts
when you're
the
a
dummy's
lizard
face off.
person, it's hard to sort of mimic that facial structure.
That's the thing, though, is I think that if we're talking lizard people, Mark Zuckerberg is definitely, I think we've mentioned it before, he would most likely be my candidate for like a human android, just with his emotionless stares, how he can't really relate to people with like, look at me, here's barbecue sauce. I like barbecue. I'm smoking some meats. Yum, meats.
You think
I
he's more of a
surf.
lizard person or more of like, well, you said like an android.
Android,
so like,
yeah.
But so I feel like they would act differently. I feel like a lizard person would be a bit skittish, like
that. He would also be a jerk. You know what I mean? Like, because they're lizard people. They look down on us. They've been forced to live
Would
underneath.
they look up at us?
No, because they think they're better than us. It's one of those things where
But
like
they live underground, so they gotta look up.
I mean, yeah, but when they're on our
Yeah,
level,
but
they look down
dogs
on us.
can look up.
Yeah. Is this a line from a movie that you? Yeah. Okay. So I figured, but like yeah, lizard people are one of those where like they're more like assholes or whatnot. So I don't know. Zuckerberg just sounds like it looks to me like an android. So. Are you just gonna play with toys this whole time? We're trying to have a serious podcast where we talk about robots.
I got him today in the mail, so like I've got that endorphin hit.
Hey,
I'm just like,
hey, man. Hey, it's good. Ride the hide. But anyways, they're giving robots faces out of human skin, and it just
Seems
to
dumb.
me, yeah, to me, it just this is the closest step to what are the androids called in Fallout 4? The symbiotes or whatever the hell they're called. Oh gosh, I had the name right.
synthetics.
The what? Synthetics. Yeah, this is
Synthetics.
like the closest thing to synthetics as we're gonna get. Like at least in our lifetime, it'll probably progress pretty quickly.
I feel like a lot of the nonsense, it's just like every week. Why? Why are we doing this? Why are we doing this? Terminator was not a playbook. It was a warning. And I feel like it's just
Hey,
humans are very spiteful in nature, and they're just like, we're going to do it just because we can. And it's just like,
art imitates life and all that,
but like, why?
we are our own destruction.
Why? Yeah.
iRobot, that's another one.
Why cure? Why work on cures? Why? Because there's no money in it. That's why.
Yeah.
But
it also rolls into like I've been listening to like a lot of podcasts recently, other than ours. I watch ours now, so I watch it on YouTube. But
I've yet to watch a YouTube of ours.
hey, you're missing out. I add tons of extra stuff in there. I put silly faces all over the screens. I put filters on your face whenever you're talking, so that way like it's like the Snapchat filters, but they're on your face, and it's like funny. It makes me laugh. But
And you don't put them on yours?
no, I'm the star of the show. I have like a little border around my face, and it has like
Do you really?
star. It says star of the show on top of it. No, I wouldn't do that. That's drawing way too much attention to myself. I said the
No,
dumbest
that sounds
things.
exactly what you
It
would
does
do.
sound like what I would do. I might do it for this episode just for fun, but
I mean, you are the star of this show. You know.
hey, I think that
Procedure and all.
we very, I guess so. Yeah, it did have a procedure done, whatever. But it reminds me of like these. I keep getting these commercials for like, or these advertisements. They're like, have this AI help you create your next big project, and I'm just like, I'm starting to understand what all these other people who are talking about the fact that like AI is going to destroy the internet and destroy everything. It's like, it's sucking every little bit of creativity out of everything, because it's like, hey, just have AI help you. Why do anything original anymore? You wanna make a workout plan for yourself. You wanna make a workout plan for your client. Don't worry about it, dude. Just slap it into AI. Let them do it. And it's like the Facebook AI memes that are happening, where it's just going to start drawing, the AI is going to start drawing off of everybody else, and then it's going to run out of content, and it's going to start drawing on itself. And then it's going to become this huge mass of just AI generated content that's not even remotely unique, because it's all like already been created.
Hey, can I tell you something? It's already not unique.
Yeah, I'm starting to believe
without the actual art and things to pull from, it would cease to exist.
Yeah.
Because the thing is like AI is supposed to be smart. It's not AI. It's
People-
not.
that's-
It's
yeah.
program. It's just a program
Yeah.
to take information that's already there and to what's the word, to like
create patterns and create like sequences in
Yeah.
which like you just take bits and pieces of everything. Like it's a great source for gathering information. Like if I don't know if you
Is
were
there
like if you were a
anybody
large
that's
greedy
pro
corporation.
AI?
Oh man. If they are, we don't necessarily like them. Like it's like one of those. It's like NFT bros. You remember those guys from a couple of months ago who were trying to make
feels
them a
like
thing?
they're the same people.
Yeah, no, it's like the next scam.
It feels
that
like
move
they were
on
just
to,
like,
yeah.
oh well, we failed at NXT, so NXT is the developmental brand for WWE. Whatever, we failed at NFTs. So like, what else can we do that requires almost no effort to make a bunch of money?
And it's one of those things where it's
Because we don't have generational wealth that we've inherited, so we've got to find a way to be scumbags.
yeah, man. So that's been happening.
Those people will turn into, like in the cyberpunk future, they're going to be the ones that have augmentations, and they're going to be like the scuzz. That's going to be their gang name, the scuzz.
Ugh. Sounds like something you get in between your toes. You know, like you stepped in a pile. So I'm like, oh, I got some scuds in my toes, dude. Ugh,
Or your
gross.
belly button.
Oh yeah, man. I hate that belly button scuds for sure, man. Oh, but
Have you ever, like, what's the maddest you think you've ever been playing a video game in your life?
oof, Elden Ring for sure.
Really?
Elden Ring final boss. Couldn't beat him. Like my first time playing through, my first playthrough.
So not the DLC.
Not the DLC. Elden Ring first boss. Yeah.
Okay. The first boss or final boss?
So final boss first playthrough. Sorry, there we go.
Okay.
Yeah.
Have you ever been like infuriatedly mad playing an online game and you're just like, if I ever see this motherfucker, I'm gonna kill him?
Nah, dude. Because I mean, I have definitely seen people get that mad. And like you see the memes online, right? Where it's like somebody sends somebody like 100 messages after killing them, like in a obviously it's going to be a Call of Duty lobby. They're going to be playing Shipment, and the guy's going to have killed the same guy 17 times. Spawn killed him 100 times.
Then teabagged him.
Then teabagged him, and then he gets the hate messages afterwards. He's like, "I'm going to come to your house. I'm going to fucking kill you," right? And he's like, and a good thing that's never happened in like the history of video games.
If
right?
you go back, man, like if you the Xbox 360 era of online gaming was something to behold. Some of the most vile, wretched, racist,
Oh yeah.
deplorable shit was said to people in Gears of War lobbies and Halo lobbies and Call of Duty lobbies. It's just like, you know, you were, you know,
For your kids out there, like back in the day, we didn't have Big Brother Microsoft or Big Brother PlayStation looking over on our shoulder and
well, we
like
did.
recording the calls.
we
and stuff.
did.
Well, they didn't. They were legally
It
didn't
was
have to
just-
tell us
it
they
was
were
just
doing
in
it.
its
Yeah.
infancy, and it's just like, oh,
But I mean, like they
you-
also weren't
you
tracking
think those
it.
words are your allies? I was born in it.
Yeah,
I'm
dude. It was.
multi-lion.
You could say whatever you wanted. You could talk about
Yeah.
any kind of assassination plots. You could talk about any kind of like threats to a country. You could talk about anything you wanted to, and they were not going to come.
Someone's
knocking on your
mother,
door.
someone's family.
You could
someone's
tell
sister.
them you were going to murder their
kids.
entire family. You know, it was hilarious, right? You could say
and
whatever.
then what was even more funny is when, you know, someone's talking mad shit, and then like you kill them in game, and then like, you
yeah.
teabag
Let's say
'em,
in game, please.
and then you teabag them. Well, like you said, it's a good thing that's never happened, except that it has.
yeah.
Because apparently an online gaming dispute made its way to the real world when a New Jersey man Hey,
New Jerseyman.
hey.
Walking
Flew to
it.
Florida to attack another player with a hammer.
Yeah,
And
man.
like,
He
okay,
took a page out of
first of all,
the Pelosi handbook. Sorry, it might be
the
too soon. It might be too soon. I'm sorry.
first
That
of
was
all,
a
the dedication, like the absolute. Okay, so like first of all, this dude probably has some mad anger issues. Okay. Second of all, you've probably played it too long. Thirdly, um, the dedication, the money, and like how can you not be halfway on your flight from fucking Newark to, Jacksonville and be like, what am I doing?
dude. That's what I'm saying. It's gotta like. There's obviously has to be some sort of mental issue there, just because like realistically, logically speaking, like nobody. I mean, you've probably thought about maybe being mad at somebody to the point where it's like, yeah, I'd probably hit him in the face, right? But I don't think anybody in their right mind would be boarding a plane with the intent to go to somebody else's house that they've played with in a game and like try and take their own life, right? Or try to take their life. It's
With age comes wisdom, I suppose, because like I see this and I'm like, I don't think I've ever been that mad. Because if something makes you that mad, you should stop playing video games like altogether. Like you
you
have
should, yeah, seek help.
deeply rooted fucking behavioral issues that need to be addressed, and video games are not a healthy outlet for you. Anyways, Edward Kang, Kang, like the Kang
Like Kang the
Conqueror, I guess.
Conqueror, yeah.
20 is charged with an attempted second degree murder and armed burglary with a mask.
So it is good that he at least didn't murder this kid, because from what I read in the article, is like it was 2 a.m. when this dude arrived at this guy's
Hold
at the
on.
victim's house.
Hold
Sorry,
on.
oh sorry, you go ahead.
Hold
Yeah,
on. Kang and the victim, another young man around the same age, who has not been named, had never met in real life, but they both played Arch Age. I don't even know what that is, dude. And I'm
I
like,
do. I've played it. I've played it way back in the day.
Okay.
It came out probably around the time a little bit after WoW did, but it was like a very uh high fidelity, like all the models and stuff like that looked very realistic, kind of like
Okay.
a Final Fantasy look to them, very like have that
I'm pretty deep in the know on like video games and shit, and like never heard of it.
yeah.
Maybe
I
because
think
it's
it's
an
one of those
MMO.
pay to win MMOs as well, if I'm not mistaken. So
Anyway, it's a medieval fantasy massive multiplayer RPG. The game's publisher announced in April that it would be shutting down the servers in Europe and North America on June 27th, citing a decline. Blah blah. This has no bearing on this. So Kang flew from Newark, New Jersey, to Jacksonville, Florida, last Thursday after telling his mother that he was going to visit a friend that he met while playing video games. That's not unheard of.
yeah,
That's in this day and age. That's completely normal.
my brother has
Uh,
friends that he's met on World of
I
Warcraft.
have
So
friends who have been to their city because of this podcast. So,
yeah, I mean, shouts out, you guys are great.
officials didn't say how Kang learned where the victim lives. Upon arrival, Kang took an Uber to a hotel about 35 miles north of Jacksonville and then bought a hammer at a local hardware store. Again, at what point in your brain you're just like, what am I doing?
This is so scary. Like it's scarily premeditated. Like it's like, yeah,
Yeah.
this is anger issues. This kid was gonna do this to somebody else, probably if he hadn't got it out right now. So
Kang went to the victim's house, which was unlocked. First mistake. At 2 a.m. Sunday morning. The victim was walking out of his bedroom when he was confronted by Kang, terrifying, who then hit him in the head with a hammer.
not just that, like hit him several times in the head with a hammer. So
The two struggled as the victim called for help. His stepfather responded and helped to restrain Kang until the police arrived. He's a variant in the timeline.
So to pull out some silver linings here, right? Silver linings in the story. Talk about the bonding father-son moment that the stepfather and his stepson had as they wrestled this 20-year-old
with a hammer.
as they wrestled this 20-year-old kid to the ground. Like, thanks, Dad. And he finally gets called Dad, and the guy just smiles, and it's like the proudest moment of his life. He's like, yeah, dude. As this kid's flailing on the ground with a hammer in his hand.
So the victim did suffer several head wounds that were not considered life-threatening. I bet they hurt. He received several staples at the hospital. Once in custody, Kang told investigators that the victim is a bad online person. He also asked deputies how much jail time people got for breaking and entering and assault. And then the guy said, I would say, Mr. King, it's going to be a long time before
God
you
damn
play
it.
video games again.
Okay. I kind
You
of
had to get the
understand with the hate.
NCIS.
Yeah, I hate like because this is guys, cops. Listen, guys, this isn't doing you any favors. This is this cheesy line bullshit. Like that just makes me not like you more. That's like, come on, just be like, "God," and he had to fit it in there, and you know he was smirking the whole time. Like, yeah, get this down for the papers. They're gonna love this up north, and they're gonna love this. You know.
Since when does, the
I don't know.
Wild East live in Jacksonville, Florida?
I don't know. I assumed they had the New Jersey
The
police.
North.
They come down. You know, they had the New Jersey police come down. They're like, "Hey, thanks for catching this guy for us." You know, "Hey, I'm Mark Wahlberg. I'm a cop now." You know.
Ugh, gross.
Oh,
Last
man.
week we dubbed you. We gave you a new name,
Yeah.
Jaked Potato, and I don't know
Yeah.
if it's stuck for anyone else, but it's certainly stuck for me.
Dude,
Stuck
I
for
I
me
still love it. Yeah.
because I mean now I'm always getting messages from Jaked Potato, and if I get a message in our group chat, or even you in general, my car will read it back to me.
Nice. Nice.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah. I've been on single dad duty for like 3 days, dude. I'm very
Hey, I
tired.
get it, man.
Um,
Then it
but
says Jake
you
Potato every time.
says Jaked Potato says.
Nice.
Um, anyways, you were
Yeah.
supposed to come up with some.
Now, I
nicknames
will
for
say
me.
I am not as good at giving out nicknames as you are. Okay, I'll give you credit.
You will say that you forgot.
I did forget until today, but I did spend
To
a
be
good.
fair, you're a bit preoccupied.
I did get a good 2 hours of brain time in on this. Okay, I spent some brain power on this.
That's pretty good for you.
And I was like, yeah, no, I need to try and give this a little bit of effort. It didn't pay off. They're all terrible. Okay.
Okay.
So, but we're just
Okay.
gonna start off. Okay. Okay. We'll start off easy. We'll start off light. Okay. The first one, Alex in Chains.
Not bad.
You know, it's like,
Not
oh,
bad.
you know, you're talking. That one I feel like is more so that like you're talking to your friends about you, but you're not there. Like, dude, we need to call up Alex in Chains, dude. He'll fucking handle this guy
He's,
real
yeah,
good.
dude. He's just a man in a box, bro.
He's ready to go. Okay.
That's the name of the song that you know.
Oh,
He's just a man in a box.
I pictured tiny you, but you're in a box. You're just like ready to go. You're like a little fighting guy. You're ready to go.
You probably don't know. You can't play it, but if I played that song for you, you'd be like, I've heard this song.
I mean, I probably have, dude. I've heard so many older songs just from working in the fast food industry and like having the BK radio playing in it still plays in my
Man in a
dreams
box is
sometimes.
a little slow though. A little slow to be playing while you're nomming on a hamburger.
You have no
It's
idea.
normally pop shit.
Nah, I mean the one that we worked at, they always had it on this station that was like
Classic
oldies.
101.5 The Owl.
Oh, it wasn't that, but it was like it was like legit BK radio. Like they were like playing it, pumping it into all their areas.
BK Radio.
But second one, okay.
One-stop station for burgers and fries and hard rock.
That slaps. That was actually a good that was a good plug right there. What do they call that? A bridge? Is that what those are called?
Yeah.
What are the...
Yeah.
All right, second one.
Okay.
Axeman Alex.
Hate it.
I that does sound more like serial killer. Like if you were a serial killer and they were trying to give you a name for like in the papers, you'd be like, they call him the Axeman Alex.
It feels like there was zero effort put into
Hey.
making that.
I tried
first
my
one was
best.
good.
I tried my
The first
best.
one was good.
Okay.
I'm not saying you. I'm just saying like that's the name that like a friends group would give you if like you're the least likable person in the friends group.
That's sad. Yeah. I'm sorry. That yeah. Okay. Third one. Lex. But that again, it does feel lazy, and I did put that might be a little bit too feminine. Like it's
Well, Lex Luthor is Superman's arch nemesis.
and look at the way they look at
And,
him. You know,
I mean, he's pretty much Jeff Bezos. So
yeah, he is Jeff Bezos.
I don't. Lex is typically associated with female, but my brain as a comic person automatically goes to Lex Luthor.
Yeah, but you're not a bad guy either. I don't want to.
I mean, like if I was bald, then yeah, like maybe in like 5 years when I'm bald
yeah.
completely, maybe.
Okay, yeah, I can see that. Yeah, you could be a Lex. That might actually work later on. All right, fourth one, Malix, but it's not a play. It's a play on malice, right? So it's like Malix. They call him the Malix for a reason, you know. I told you, man, you're better at this than I am. And it's just like because I think if you spend too much time thinking about the nicknames, it also like makes it harder the longer you think about it. So I'm just not good at it. Okay, fifth one. Got that Oz dog in him. You know, it's like the play got that dog in him, but it's like got that Oz dog in him.
Yeah, but I feel like that's cheating because that is me.
I know, and that's what I put in
It
my
is my
sixth one.
online
Is,
moniker.
that's what I put in the sixth one. Is like honestly, Oz dog is perfect. I can't pick a better one than that. It's hard to beat. All right, because we already got it. They already picked out your good nickname, and it's
There's
Oz
no
dog.
we. I did it.
Hey,
Have I ever told the origins of that?
I just assumed that it was like your high school friends were like, "Yo, what's the Oz dog?"
It
And
goes
you're
before,
like,
it's way before then. I
you're
know
like a
I've told it,
kindergartner.
but I'll touch on it now. It's so big wrestling kid growing up, and in the trailer park that I lived in, there was a bunch of us, and so we all created ourselves in our games, and it was No Mercy for the N64, and I was Ozdog, and our faction was the Dog Pound, right?
Dude,
And
actually,
so
that's sick. Yeah.
and so the leader, his name was Brandon at the time, but he has since changed it to Shabazz. But at the time when I knew him, he was a redhead. So I did know another redhead. And he was Red Dog. He named himself. Okay.
Hey,
And then
that's
his
nice.
friend, who was like a year older, now Shabazz is like 3 or 4 years older than me. So like I'm the young pup, right? And so I'm just hanging out with older kids. I don't whatever. And his name was Smoke Dog because he smoked cigarettes, whatever. Real
That
creative,
used to be
whatever.
real cool back in the day. Okay.
I guess. And then we had another kid named Noah who was actually younger than me that we called Temp Dog because like sometimes we were his friends, sometimes we weren't. He was a
Oh
temporary
man,
member.
that's so sad. I feel bad for that kid, man.
And then we had a girl too. Her name was Brit Dog
Okay, all right.
because her name was Brittany. It was
Clever.
whatever. And so that sort of, just keeps going. And like, that's my online moniker. It's been my online name since before the internet existed,
Dude,
because
you could have ended up in a gang called the Dog Pound Gang, dude. That would
the
have been
Hounds of Justice, baby.
man. You could have been a crime-fighting syndicate yourselves.
That'd been cool.
Oh, that'd have been sick.
In a different timeline,
In an
maybe.
alternate timeline, yeah.
And so that's just sort of where it stems from, and it just has just it feels weird when you give yourself a nickname. It's always better when like someone else gives you a nickname and it sticks. Like, a lot of people shorten a name or do a middle name or do a last name. Like I said, a lot of friends in high schools we called them by their last name. We For some reason we had a friend named Cody. We called him Bread because he would just like, I think he just like randomly bought some bread at Walmart like 2 a.m. and just like ate it in the store or something, and it just stuck. We also had like 10 friends named Cody, so we had to start differentiating all the Codys.
This is bread. He likes bread a lot.
And it like just stuck, and I don't know why.
There's something,
but, like,
yeah. There's something about like just stupid nicknames that stick the most, like just about random shit
Yeah.
or whatever. Like I don't know, like Jumper Cables, and you're like, hey, we call him Jumper, but then it's, I guess that one, I guess that one might take a different turn, but
I mean, obviously yours, Red, whatever. It's because
Yeah.
it's just like it's lazy and there's like no creativity in it whatsoever. But like, yeah, I was always hesitant to be referred to as like Ozzy because like there was people that knew my dad. My dad's nickname was Ozzy, obviously, because my dad grew up in the 70s and 80s. Ozzy Osbourne's a big thing. My last name's Osbourne, whatever. And like everyone knows my dad is Ozzy. And so when I would get older, there would be people who knew me and knew my dad, or like I even had teachers in high school who went to high school with my dad.
yeah, it's
And they would call me Ozzy, they'd call me Oz, they'd call me Little Ozzy, and I fucking hated
little
it because
Oz
like
Junior over here.
because you want to be like you just like don't want to be associated with your parents. It's just
yeah,
like not
no,
you
yeah,
know what I mean?
yeah, I get you.
And so like if you call me Oz, okay, fine, like whatever. I'm the great and powerful, okay, cool, like whatever. I hate the Wizard of Oz, but okay, cool. Like I understand like the concept itself. I get it. My name Osborne, whatever. But it's very rare that anyone
Ooh, I
tries
should have went Alex Ozzy the Great. Kind of like Alexander the Great, but it's like, it's Alex. I also feel like I over-explain, which makes them not as great.
right. And
So-
they're busy. Your names are busy.
I'm sorry, man.
Just call me great and powerful. That'll work.
The Great. I'll call you the Great.
The goat. You just
The
call me
Goat. This is the Goat over here. It's my best friend, the Goat.
I can't be the GOAT though. Alex Ovechkin's the GOAT.
Nah, he's the goat in hockey. You're like the
And
goat,
just
the best
just to
friends.
clarify, my name, my legal full name is Alex. It's not Alexander. It's not
Yeah.
Alexandre, as Comcast, when I signed up for the service years and years ago, I told them my name and they just assumed, and
That's
so
right. Yeah.
all my bills say Alexandre, and it's like that's not my name, but okay.
So are you one so you don't go by your middle name?
I
You
hate my
don't
middle.
want your middle name, man. That's fine there. I don't want, but I didn't know if like you were one of these people that like
I
not one of
hate
these
it.
people. There's nothing wrong with going by your middle name. I always thought it was just kind of weird. Not weird in a sense. Like that's not the right word. Like I wouldn't ever be able to go by my middle name, just because I would just be another guy, right? Like I have 3 first names, like you were mentioning.
You do have 3 first names.
And it's like,
Mine is weird. I don't like it, and B, it's also my dad's middle name. So that's another reason I don't like it, because I
That's
just
fair.
don't, because I don't feel like it's mine. It feels like it was just handed down to me, and I don't like, it's just, I don't know. I don't like it. I don't like it.
that's fair. Hey man, I'm not. Hey, it's
Hey,
all good.
Christina will sometimes call Walter my middle name, and I don't
Oh,
like
now
it.
I gotta start paying attention. Yeah,
And
I
it's
gotta
just
crack
like,
this mystery.
and I'm just like, whatever. I mean, it's like, it doesn't bother me. It's just like, I don't like it. Like, whatever.
That's fair.
It's middle names are sort of unnecessary. Like Zoe's middle name is fucking great. Like her
Yeah,
full name is awesome.
why do we go with middle names? Like, what is that? Like, is it just
I
like
mean,
an
well,
identifier?
some
Is
people
it
don't
like,
have middle names.
yeah, and that's even crazier. It's like, how are they just walking around without 3 names? Like, it's
Some people
insane.
have multiple middle names.
Yeah, man, we got such a weird system. It's kind of
Some
crazy.
people have multiple last names, hyphenated last names.
That one I understand because like if you got two families coming together, neither one will want to give up their last name.
It's like
slap
yeah,
'em
or
together.
yeah, there's that. I mean,
I would.
it's whatever.
I don't care. I say take the female's last name as well. Take the male. It doesn't matter. It's their names. It doesn't matter. It's so stupid.
Have you ever thought about changing your name?
Uh, I guess, but at the end of the day, it's just like
Like seriously consider. I seriously considered changing my middle name from like 16 to about 20. I was like a good 4 years. I was like I just need that push. I need that push. But then like I'm sure there's like an exorbitant amount like associated with it, and then like how much paperwork is involved.
Yeah, and then
How,
you got to think about like
like,
changing your driver's license, changing your
well, I
like.
mean, all that's fine. That's sort of process anyways. You got to do that every 4, 5, 6 years. So like that doesn't matter. But then you get into like a legal thing where it's like, oh, it says here your name was such and such, and then like now that's not your name, and then there's like identity issue. I'm like, I'm sure it
I'm running from
happens
the
all.
law. Sorry.
Like you're running from the law, but you only changed your middle name.
They can't find you. That's the only identifier. Yeah.
So, I don't know. It is what it is. But the whole point of that was what?
Oh man. The nicknames. I gave you all your nicknames.
Oh yeah,
You didn't like any of them, so
I did. I thought the first one was fine
Alex and Chains.
because, again, my like nicknames always sort of get derived, mine anyways, from my last name, and it's very rare that anyone tries to associate my first name. Also, like no one ever, for the longest time. I mean, I'm talking like up until 6 years ago, it was always weird when someone said my name.
Yeah. Have you ever like had that where? Because you do it to me every now and then. Well, you'll say my name to me, and it just feels weird.
Right?
Or
It
like
is-
Shelby will. No, Shelby says my name quite a bit, but it's just
But
like
she also refers to you as Jake.
yeah, from State Farm a lot. Yeah, that's another one that like God when that came out, man. Not a single person I knew
Has
who
Jake's
didn't.
Potato has it latched on in your household yet?
Not yet. Mainly because I don't think Shelby listens to the episodes, but it's fine. I didn't hit her with the wakey eggs and Jakey yet, but that's coming, man. As soon as I can use my, again.
You need to do it.
Yeah, it's gonna be funny.
When there's no kids in the house, you can wake up naked and serve her breakfast in bed before she wakes up.
Okay.
And then you be just like, and then you do the little slap.
Small things about that though. It's like if there's no kids in the house, she's probably gonna want to sleep in. Then I had to wake her up with breakfast in bed.
But I
And
don't
it's
think
like
she would
a-
hate it if you brought her breakfast in bed.
She probably wouldn't. No, it depends on when I brought her breakfast in bed. But it would be one of those things where like I'm thinking about it all morning, and I'd end up being like at 7:30 a.m. and it'd be way too early.
You started too soon.
Yeah, I started too soon, or I make
Now
too
the
much
pancakes are
noise.
cold.
She wakes up, she comes in the kitchen, and then like I can't take like go lay back down to bed. It's this whole thing. So
Yeah.
it's like there's
That's
just
the
too
thing
many
is like
dynamics, man. It's just
those
gotta happen
things get
organically.
right. Those things get romanticized, but it's like I think, okay, I can't wake up before Christina because if I set an alarm, she will wake up. If I
Absolutely.
set an alarm, the dogs are going to get up. And it's like I would have to take care of the dogs. I'd have to do all that. There's no way to do it silently. It's not going to happen.
Yeah,
Like,
and like you have the same problem as me. It's like our bedroom is like the bathroom is like back to back with the kitchen, whereas like your bedroom is like pretty close to your kitchen. So it's like
yeah,
both
it's
of
right in the
us,
hallway.
yeah, both of us have a hard time making breakfast without anybody hearing like, that's sleeping like in the next room over. So it's like it's a whole thing. It does get romanticized way too much. Like you'd have to have a mansion. You had to be all the way in the third kitchen that you have in the house, and it's like, geez, you know,
We're working on that.
yeah, man, geez, you know.
Like another thing too is like shower sex. Like it's fine, but
Yeah,
like it's
when you're
just
young, sure. When you're old, like when you're older, it's like impractical, right? There's
well,
height
that and like
issues, there's like
there's
slipping
space
issues,
issues.
there's
There's
space
space
issues.
issues.
Yeah.
There's
So
heat issues. There's
yeah, we really got to start breaking down these walls that they put up. Like they really romanticize stuff.
well,
Like you know,
I think it's Hollywood. Hollywood movies sort of set the tone, set the bar real
give
high.
me a realistic movie about what relationships are like. Okay, that's what I want to see. Right?
They don't have enough time to convey that in a 2 hour movie.
You've got plenty of time, man. You've got plenty of time. It's a lot of like, what do you want for lunch? I don't know, babe. I'm not really craving anything. What do you want for lunch? And she's like, I don't know. What do you want for lunch? I'm like, okay, well, how about this place? And she's like, I don't want that. I'm like, well, shit. Okay, how about this place? I don't want that either. And you're like, what about this
Yeah.
place? And you're like, that's not sounding good to me. I'm like, okay, well, what
It's
do you
like
want? She's like, I
name
don't
three
know.
places, and then it's just like okay, it's like name 3 places, and I'll pick from those 3 places. It names the 3 places. I don't want any of those places.
Those all places suck, and you suck at this. You suck. I'm going to lay down. And it's
And
like,
then
damn, dude.
yeah,
Okay,
yeah,
jeez.
yeah, yep. And then like then the roles reverse because then it's like okay, I got to start naming off places, and then like that person's mad because you didn't pick any of their places, so out of spite, they're not going to pick any of your places, even if secretly they want one of those things. But it's just like I don't want to drive 25 minutes for a fucking burrito.
And then you're both
You know?
mad at each other, and you're like, at the end of the day, you're like, let's just get Taco Bell, babe. And you're like, yeah, you're my soulmate. And we're like, yeah, dude, Taco Bell rules, and it bringing people together. So
I mean, pretty much, yeah.